Warzone is releasing Verdansk on April 3rd, and before then, there's a lot that needs to change. However, what exactly are those changes, and how exactly are they actually going to affect Warzone once they happen? Today, we're going to discuss that at length and decide if Warzone's fate is really looking up. Oh my God! So to start things off, I just want to be very clear. We're just going to be kind of playing and talking about a whole list of like 50 things that I've come up with that I think is probably going to make a big difference in the game, and kind of also my wish list. But as I do, I am probably going to die because I'm not paying attention super well. So bear with me if I am dying. Or let me kill this guy first. So off rip, the first thing I kind of want to talk about is the obvious, which is cheating, right? The first thing is cheating. And while we're going to get into the cheating portion of it itself, like cheating itself is a problem, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. What I kind of want to talk about is removing ranked. I think, and this is kind of crazy because, and again, we'll get into it in a second. I feel like we technically need to remove ranked for just a little bit, right? And the reason why is I feel like everybody needs to live and let live with the game as it is. When the game drops, people need to learn the game. I don't think it makes any sense to have people already playing ranked 10 seconds into the game. However, I also think they're immediately going to take out ranked and leave that for about 6 months. And what I'm hoping they're going to do is that they're going to figure out the bugs and fix them before throwing in ranked again. Now, we know for a fact that they've been pretty focused on Verdansk for quite some time. They've not been locked into Urzikstan in a minute. Now, they do have little baby changes that have been implemented, but it doesn't mean that they've been super focused on this map. They haven't been focused on the current Black Ops 6 Warzone. Sorry, this guy is being a pain in the ass. They've not been focused on that, and because of that, the game has clearly suffered. We know that that's the case. We know that that's what's going on, and they've been very focused.
Yes, it's moving.
They've been very focused. Oh my God. They've been very focused on Verdansk for quite some time, right? We get that that's the thing. So my hope is that they're going to leave out ranked whenever the game starts and bring it in about like 6. I was about to say 6 months. Jesus, no, that's not what I was trying to say. About halfway. I was thinking 6 out of 12. I don't know what my brain was doing. But about halfway through season 1 or well, I guess whatever the hell that is, season 3. So halfway through season 3, or possibly even wait until season 4. I think that would be absolutely fine. Hey there, Editor Expel here. Just wanted to take a second and ask you to double check that you are subscribed, because we are so ridiculously close to 400,000 on the channel, and it would mean the world to hit that milestone with your beautiful face. Go ahead, double check. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the video. It gives them an opportunity to kind of iron things out, and then they can just throw it back in once the bugs are fixed. And once they throw it back in, it's actually going to help the cheating situation, which is me wrapping back around kind of to the beginning of what I was talking about, is it'll eventually kind of help the cheating situation for whatever's going on in the main game, which is the goal, but it's the sweats that have to suffer at the end of the day, because cheaters are super interested in going in and kind of taking that crown and making themselves feel good, which we've seen over and over and over. That's just a thing that exists all the time. That's what they want, is they want to feel good. That's why cheaters want to be at the top of the leaderboard and things of that nature. So obviously that is gonna be great, is if we can implement ranked back as soon as possible, get those cheaters over there and ruining the game of sweats. Sorry, sweats, but that would be very cool. The next thing is clearly fix the anti-cheat. Like, we need to hop in and get the anti-cheat fixed. Supposedly there's going to be a massive update when Verdansk drops. However, I don't know what that update will entail, and I don't think truly many people do. They've tried to keep it under wraps for the sake of not letting cheaters figure it out, but they've also been trying to take down companies that produce cheats. So I think it'd be a very good thing to have them really lock down that anti-cheat so that things are feeling better for the average player. But the problem is, even if the average player is not actually running into cheaters, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of y'all are dumb. I hate to say it, and this goes for a lot of content creators too. Like a lot of casual players and a lot of the people that come into my comments, not my regular viewers, a lot of my regular viewers I feel like are very smart, but I get some really stupid people sometimes. I just forgot that they changed this and I'm just running it anyway. But I think a lot of people are very dumb and they'll watch a kill cam, not realize, and this is proven in my recent video where I spectated some top streamers that do incredible plays and do very well. People hop into the comments and they say this person's cheating if you look at this moment, but everything that everybody pointed out, everything, every single thing that got pointed out in my comments was explained by the fact that we do not have the same exact information that you see in kill cams and in spectating. So what would be ideal is if the people in charge of Warzone or whatever engine is on, they actually adjust kill cams and spectating to properly show how things work. That is the only way that we are going to get to the point to where people aren't always thinking that everyone is cheating. Because even for me, I'll watch a kill cam and I'll be like, wait a minute, what's going on? And you have to sit there and you have to watch the player and figure out whether or not that person is cheating for like forever. I mean, it takes forever to figure out if someone's cheating because so many people are closeted cheaters now, which is very depressing, to be quite honest. I feel like it was almost better when they weren't closeted cheaters and they just went balls to the wall. Like, maybe I'm wild for that, but I feel like it was easier to detect and easier to report people, and we had to think less about stuff and it wasn't so annoying. So that's just my personal opinion, is I think that if they fix spectating and kill cams and stuff like that to where it's a little bit more accurate, like at least as accurate as it was in Warzone 1, I think we'd be in a much better situation. Than we are currently. Alongside fixing stuff like that, obviously, I think shadow bans need to be removed. They aren't real bans. Putting someone in limited matchmaking is incredibly dumb. Anybody that's actually cheating, it doesn't affect them in the slightest. No effing way. I'm not even paying attention, Zippy. You need to calm down. So anybody that's anybody that's cheating, it doesn't affect them in the slightest. They just switch to another account, which I think is incredibly dumb. So it doesn't make sense to have shadow bans in the game because it's not even detecting anything. So putting a focus on player reports whenever players have bad systems to know if someone is cheating makes literally zero sense. I will never, ever, ever understand it. I don't know how we could have a shadow ban system knowing the system that we have at hand doesn't work in the slightest. So reporting people based on kill cams and spectating doesn't make sense. Sure, keep the report system in, but have those reports work a little bit differently. Instead of having those reports solely just eventually slam somebody into limited matchmaking, which I've played with plenty of people that have gotten shadow banned, got set free shortly thereafter. And the reason why is because they're not cheating. And even if they could, even if they were, even if people are cheating, most of the time, the cheats that are undetectable, they're going to get out for free anyway. That's just how it works. That is stupid. What are we doing here? So to not put a focus on proper detection is incredibly dumb. What they could do is, instead of simply shadow banning based on reports, which is what is happening, I want to be very clear, which is what is happening. They're just throwing people into limited matchmaking based on whether or not they're getting reported. What they do is they run it against recent stats of the player. So they look at the headshot percentage, they look at the the on body percentage for maybe the last game or something like that. And they check those things to figure out whether or not someone is or isn't cheating. And whenever those stats are checked, then they can come to a conclusion as to whether or not they should or shouldn't put that person into limited matchmaking. But it needs to, at the very least, be doing more than it currently is. Because it's just really, really dumb. So multiple checks at the very least, but realistically, it should put a large focus on actually detecting things rather than simply focusing on player reports. The next and final thing under the cheats category that I have set up is that crossplay should be optional 24/7 for every single mode. Not one mode, not two modes, not rebirth quads, not ranked. Every single mode, crossplay should be completely and utterly optional. And the fact that it is not is an absolute scam to every single player in this game. It is. I mean, plain and simple. I'm not someone that thinks that crossplay should always be off or that certain players should be forced to not play with other players. I think that's incredibly dumb. I think giving the option is always better than not giving the option. But for me, I just think that it's a big issue. Shit. That players don't necessarily have the option. You know what I mean? So if we could give that option for every single mode and make it properly work, that would be incredible. And it would really raise the morale of the player base, especially those on console that are going to call people cheaters anyway, because they frankly have no idea what they're doing when they're playing to begin with. Next up, and I think probably the most important thing that is really going to change the way that the player base reacts when this game comes out. So we've got Verdansk coming back, right? But the people that are coming back to Verdansk, the millions of people that will hop onto this game are going to have to play with low-leveled weapons. Weapons that truly suck, are not meta, and they will have to fight people that have played and unlocked the meta, including people that have unlocked certain blueprints, because this is how things work in Call of Duty, including people that have unlocked certain blueprints. Oh, shit. That are meta as well. So I think, in my personal opinion, the thing that would make the most sense is that they either lower or completely remove the weapon grind from Warzone. Warzone at the end of the day is a battle royale based purely on the fact that like a lot of things are random. But whenever you implement a loadout system and people get to play with their own guns, the issue is the way that that loadout system works. So because everyone has to go and level up their weapons, people don't have time for that crap. I did the math. If you went and played Black Ops 6 without double XP to unlock every single weapon and every single attachment, it would take you over 80 hours. At the bare minimum, if you were as good as or better than me. I did the math. I did all the math to figure that out. And lo and behold, that's where we ended up, which is absurd. Who has 2 full work weeks to do that if they're as good as me? That's stupid. So in my personal opinion, I think we remove it entirely. However, if it has to be in the game, what would be best is if they made it where there was tokens that you unlocked to unlock whatever attachments that you wanted. And those tokens were unlocked via playing regardless of the level that you are in the game. So if you are level 1, you can unlock it via XP tokens that you unlock, and then those tokens can go to anything you want. It unlocks a gun, it unlocks an attachment in a gun. If they do that, that will keep people still having to grind, but the grind's gonna be much smaller because you unlock whatever you want at whatever level you want, and you don't have to worry about what level they wanted these attachments to come, because it is stupid that they make it where the extended mag attachment, sorry, I'm a little out of focus here. It's stupid that they make the extended mag attachments the last one that you unlock. And it literally frustrates me to no extent that is how they do it, because they know what they're doing.
Hostiles have established a SAM turret. You're being tracked by an enemy squad. Evade.
I mean, it's just one of those things. So I think an unlock system kind of like they had in Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1, I think really, like, that was probably the best system we've ever seen. It was also when COD points were introduced, and it wasn't as monetary tokens, which I think is crazy that they do COD points as monetary tokens when it was such a cool mechanic back in the day. But yeah, so it could be similar to how the Black Ops 1 system works, and then that would be much easier for everyone to follow. It would keep people in the grind mindset without having to make them overgrind for shit that they really don't need. And I think that would really lower the amount that people have to put into the game to really start enjoying it, because no one wants to hop on and play with crappy guns the entire time and nothing come up. By the way, I'm going to be playing at least another game so that we can keep running through stuff, but I have so much stuff that I'm adding to this list that I've added to this list, and I think it's such a great conversation topic that I've ran through. I had a big conversation this morning with Savage. I don't know if you guys know who Savage is, but I had a conversation with Savage 2C. And I talked to him kind of about like why he stepped away from Call of Duty, and a lot of it came down to like the monotonousness of Call of Duty and them just constantly messing stuff up. That's crazy. That's crazy, my boy. But I had a conversation with him, and it kind of prompted the thoughts that I'm at right now. But on top of that, it also prompted me to kind of talk to my community, my Discord community. If you haven't joined the Discord, go to expel.gg, and there's a link at the bottom of the page to join the Discord. Definitely a big deal. On top of that, on expel.gg, there's currently a discount going on for the Expel aim controllers. If you don't know, this puppy right here, this thing right here under my camera, that's the Expel aim controller, and you can actually get yours right now. You can max it out with everything that you want on it until tomorrow. Until tomorrow, you max it out. Get a $450 controller if you really want to, and if you use code Expel on a custom controller, I have everything listed on my website in the frequently asked questions as to what I recommend. You can actually knock off over $200. $200. Do you know how absurd that discount is? We got it popping. We've sold over 180 controllers. True story. 180. Isn't that a wild ass number? Knowing that we've sold that many. So I'm incredibly pumped about it. Everybody that's gotten it has loved these controllers, and I highly recommend you check them out, because these things are going to make a big difference. If you don't believe me, go check out my aim assist video explaining how aim assist works and explaining how you can dominate using aim assist in Call of Duty. There's a guy in this. I think he's just over there. This guy's a freak.
The enemy is no longer tracking you. You lost them.
Damn, TTV, what happened, dog? Damn, TTV. But the next thing I kind of wanted to talk about was blueprints. Yes, I know. Expel, why do you want to talk about the expensive, like, paid stuff in the game? Well, look, if Call of Duty gets good again, I'm gonna start buying blueprints. I'm gonna give you straight. If it gets good again, I'm gonna be a little bit more serious about buying my blueprints and making videos on stuff like that. I really don't like spending money on blueprints, but I used to back in Warzone 1. You know, I used to. And now I'm not the biggest fan of it because of the way that Call of Duty runs their stuff now. It just really makes me upset the way that they treat their player base. And so I try not to buy stuff unless I really need to, or I'm trying to make a piece of content on it. That guy got slammed. So that's kind of like why I haven't. But when it comes to blueprints, a big issue, a big gripe that I've always had since Modern Warfare 2019 is basically that every single gun that you buy, every single blueprint, it comes with a very specific set of attachments. When you change those attachments out, what ends up happening is that you lose the unique look that blueprint has, which is a big freaking issue. It is literally the most frustrating thing on the planet. You buy this dope ass blueprint and then all of a sudden it looks like shit the second that you change the attachments. So I think that if they could, making it where at least most attachments look good after changing them, that would be incredible. Dude, this is actually super frustrating. I can't believe I missed those shots. So for them to be able to do that, at the very least, the barrel, maybe the sight, maybe the suppressor, stuff like that should be built out in a way that makes it where every single gun will keep its unique look after you change those attachments. That would really make me happy, and it'd mean that like I might actually want to buy more blueprints for cool guns and show you guys stuff like that. But I don't like being a shill whenever it comes to the game, and it's just one of those things that really frustrates the hell out of me whenever they just scam the people that are buying stuff. It really frustrates me to death that they're just scamming people. By the way, I've been playing this the whole time and somehow yapping my ass off. So it's insane. Let's go ahead and lock in for just a second. And we do have a ton more to talk about, to be clear. Absolutely so much more to talk about, but I kind of wanted to take a second. And I think Editor Expel probably popped up earlier, but if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you agree with a single thing that I had to say today, hitting that subscribe button would mean the world to me. We're working our way to 400,000. We're going to be giving away probably multiple controllers at this point because AIM Controllers is very impressed with how many controllers we've sold. So we might be able to give away multiple controllers coming up at 400,000 subs. So make sure to do that and make sure to join the Discord, which is where the giveaways will happen. What an idiot, dude. That is such a crazy play. Yeah, that was wild, bro. You know how much aim assist I have, bro? I don't think you understand. Get a job, move on.
You've made it to the top 5.
I appreciate the hell out of y'all though. Honestly, I've been blown away. In the past 2 days, we've sold like 50 controllers. I'm not joking. 50 goddamn controllers. Do you know how absurd that number is? 50 we've sold like $200 controllers 50 times. That is $10,000 worth of controllers that have, by the way, at the very least, it's actually a lot more than that at the end of the day because of the deal that's going on. So the actual worth of these has been like super high, but this deal going on has really changed it. So man, I appreciate the hell out of y'all. Y'all's support, I have never seen this. In all my years of making content, I have never in my life actually sold my own product. So to have y'all really supporting me in this capacity means the world to me. I've been so excited. I've told Brooke about it every single time we sell a new one. I'm like, we sold another one. We sold another one. We sold another one. So we're going to be rocking some merch coming soon. We've got a designer working on it right now. This is a straight bot lobby, by the way. That's why I've been able to talk, but we hopped into a straight up bot lobby. That guy's going right into that build. That's gonna hit.
So get it done, soldier.
So 1v1, how did this guy rotate like that? It's actually mildly impressive. Not of ammo. Damn. That wasn't supposed to happen. That's insane. I fell off the roof. What a way to go, honestly. I respect it. Oh my God! I told y'all it was a bot lobby, right? I told you. I told you straight up, right? Y'all were there for that? When I told you it was a bot lobby? I told you. I wasn't kidding. I've never in my life had that happen. I just slipped off the side and that guy let me live. I don't know if it was on purpose, but I feel like he kind of deserves it. Do I just kill myself here? Do I just let him have it? Because this feels kind of wrong, right? Nope. This fight. This fight, come on, do it. Do it. Do it.
Time's almost up. Finish the mission.
Do it. This fight. You're not supposed to be serious, dog. All right, let's go on to the next one and talk about more stuff. Diving into this match, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to kind of talk about the mechanics as well as some other things. But before we do, I kind of have to get locked in and really get some loot so that I don't just die off rip, which would really... Did I just... Oh my God, I hit it. I didn't kill him, but I hit it. Yeah. Let me get a little locked in. Let me get some loot and then we'll dive right into the stuff. I have it all written down, so don't worry. I'm not going to like lose my train of thought or whatever. This sucks. But I do want to make sure that we have some solid loot before I go freak mode on folks. What is happening? Is he? What? All right, you know what? I'm out of here, dog. You have a good one, man. He's probably going to be up top. I don't really want to fight it. So let's just rotate this direction. Go get this guy. Get our loadout. We should be good from there. Luckily, we're still using the Jowo loadout from yesterday, so it kind of works out. But they did nerf the Superi. Literally the day after I made that video. I swear to God, Call of Duty watches my videos, and that's why I make what I make. Likelihood out of 10. I think he's inside. If I die for this, it's your fault. Yeah. Okay, we're good. What up, stupid? What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Elite crate's fine. I'm gonna get my loadout. Yeah. All right. Elite crate's fine. I'm gonna go grab that. Oh, I hate when that happens, ladies and gents. I hate when that happens. It is the most tilting thing. We got a guy behind us. Let's open this. Fang. Why on earth would I want that Fang? Oh, I dropped my gun. What? All right, I gotta go kill this guy real quick. He's probably gonna be a bot. I don't know. He looked like he's just running around like a goofy goober. He is. He a bot. Look at buddy. Your body looks cute while you dove. If that counts for anything. There was an orange crate up top. We might get enough from that, but I think we're doing okay. We got a pretty decent positioning. So let's go ahead and talk about the next thing, which is we need some graphical changes in Call of Duty. I don't know if you know that, but graphics are kind of in a weird spot right now. So since Warzone 2, there was a big change so that they could implement higher FOV for Xbox and PlayStation 4 players. I know. You're saying, Expel, what does my Xbox and PlayStation 4 have to do with anything? You're screwing over everyone. I'm not like talking smack. I'm being dead ass. The Xbox, Xbox One, I'm guessing. The Xbox and PlayStation 4 players that exist on this game on 15 to 16-year-old hardware, it's time for an upgrade. I'm gonna be honest. I'm to the point to where it's just absurd that we're here. And I get it, not everybody has the money, but also it's $10 over the course of like 5 years of these things being available. So it's absurd to say that you couldn't afford it at any point in time. Because if you were to just save 10 singular dollars a month, you would be absolutely fine with no issues. So I'm done with the conversation of I couldn't save up enough. Yes, you could have. You made the decision not to save up enough. And that's fine, but you can't hold everybody else back because you are playing on older hardware. So I think it's time for Call of Duty to force people to upgrade instead of holding their hand. That is insane. That is insane even more. I can't see him. My screen started shaking. That was insane. But yeah, I think it's time for Call of Duty to stop holding hands. We got to move on at some point. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, they're taking over. You know, we're to that point. So I think we're to the point where we need to remove forced anti-aliasing. It's a very specific kind of forced anti-aliasing that exists within Call of Duty. I don't know the name of it. It doesn't matter to you. But basically, the reason your game looks blurry is because of forced anti-aliasing. Which is why you have to go into your settings and you change your graphics settings to use additional sharpness, which defeats the freaking purpose of having forced anti-aliasing. It's so dumb. Anti-aliasing actively makes your game blurrier. That is how it works, realistically. But the problem is when you go in and you have a blurrier game, and you know what? I'm gonna show you. Okay, so if I go in and I go to my graphics settings, go to quality, you see this upscaling and sharpening? If I turn this off, let's say I go to off and I go to apply, look how blurry my game is. This is the forced. Now I do have everything in 4K, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to tell the difference, but having that off makes my game so blurry, and at a distance you can barely see anything. So when I turn on Fidelity Cast and I turn it to 100%, it makes the game look 100 times better, but it defeats the purpose of the frames that you save. So it's like, I'd rather have no anti-aliasing whatsoever and not need to add sharpening to my goddamn game to be able to see what's going on, because we didn't need that. Back in Warzone 1, you could just tell what the hell was going on. So having that removed would be incredible, and it would make Fidelity Cast unnecessary, or just add and make it better. You know, like that's the big thing, and that's where I'm at right now. On top of that, when I load into a game and I'm floating in, please for the love of God, let my game work. I want to see my map when I load in. I don't want to see through buildings because the game's struggling to load things. On the same topic, and we'll get to this a little bit later, dynamic lighting is ass. Again, we're going to get to this a little bit later, but dynamic lighting to make things run better in the game for the sake of like PlayStation 4 and Xbox One users, again, very, very stupid. Very stupid. So let's get rid of that. Next up, we have chat updates. So chat is notoriously pretty goofy, right? I mean, if I'm talking in game right now, I would have no idea that I was talking in game. Well, also I'm temp banned from chat, which is the next thing we're going to talk about. But currently, chat bans exist. Why? Why do they exist, Call of Duty? Get rid of chat bans. We don't need it. If they're saying something that bad, permanently remove them from the chat. If it is truly them dropping slurs and not just being mean to people, because tell me, y'all think I'm dropping slurs? You think I'm literally chat banned because I'm dropping slurs? You think I'm dropping slurs? Me, the guy that makes content for a living and whose career would end the second I said something like that. You think I'm dropping slurs? No, Call of Duty, but I'm chat banned. And the reason why, by the way, is the same reason for shadow bans, because people can report you. And it's incredibly dumb. And they have an AI system that goes through and listens to things that you say. Similar to how like YouTube has like captions and stuff like that. They have an AI system that will listen to you. And that system is not always correct. So it is very dumb to have a chat ban system. If you cannot deal with it, remove prox chat. I would be happy with prox chat being removed. I love it. I love prox chat so much. But death comms are fine by me. I am absolutely okay with death comms as long as I can hop into a game with a random person and actually hear them. It is the most frustrating thing on the planet that I can never talk to somebody because either everybody's prox banned, which is what people think and is not actually the case, but more like everybody's scared to get prox banned. So they just stay in their Discord chat or their PlayStation party chat or something like that. So it really doesn't jive with me that these things exist, all for the sake of we look good to investors though. We look good because we're an inclusive game. And that's a whole other thing, dude. Like, of course, inclusivity is a thing, but let's just get the job done, yo. Let's figure out how to get the job done. Don't do it. Don't do it. He's gonna miss it. He's gonna miss it. This guy's incredibly annoying. I'm not gonna lie to you. He jumped off. All right. And I'm not saying, like, to be clear, I'm not saying that people, you know, this, that, or the other thing. But look, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Don't try and turn it into something it's not, is what I'm trying to get at. Next up, I would love Call of Duty if they could have some constant goddamn communications. I'm not gonna lie to you. Constant communication. I want to see tweets from Ted Timmons every day of my life until I'm pissed off that he's talking. That's where I'm at. Ted Timmons, the head of Raven Software.
Closing in. Get to the new safe zone.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You want to play this game? Let's play this game. You want to play it? Let's play it. What's up, stupid? What's good, stupid? How are you, stupid? What's up, dummy? How are you? You having a good day? Yeah, you like that? You like that, Papa? Oh, I bet you like that, stupid. Guess what? There's more coming your way. You like that, Papi? Ay, caramba. No mames, güey. Anyway, I want to see tweets from Ted Timmons every single day, dude. I want to see him so locked in on Twitter telling everybody what's going on with Call of Duty through Raven Software that it makes me horny on a daily basis. Next up, I also want to see Call of Duty Updates Twitter telling me every single update and thing that's changed within the game in the last 8 seconds. I want to be so informed that it's actually frustrating that I have to listen to them tell me things all the time. That's where I'm at. Is I just want honesty up front. I want them to let us know what's going on. And then I also want no more silent changes, dude. No more. I don't want to have to sit there and figure out whether or not they accidentally changed something without telling us. Everything should be written down by everybody working on everything at all times. Is like, hey, I'm working on this. Write it down. Did you get that done? Check. Put it on the patch notes. Throw it on the patch notes so people know, right? Next up, start running polls. I want to see it on every social media. I want to see it in the game. Everybody gets a poll. Would you like this change? Would you like this change? Is this a good change? Is this a good change? Yes, no, maybe so. Like, all of that would be great. Yeah, I figured that was going to be the case. You think he goes for it? My boy, you are such a bitch.
The area. Watch the skies.
Dude, I killed myself. Elite shot Troy? What? Dude, this guy sucks ass. My God, he's level 139. He's gonna get there one day. He'll do it. He'll do it. So yeah, so like communication is basically my point. And moving into the actual gameplay mechanics. The first thing, ironically, is the thing I was just using, which I think is absolute cheese, which is redeploy balloons. I do not want them in the game anymore. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want them in the game anymore, and we're gonna follow up with a reason why. Yeah, kill me, kill me, kill me. Dude, for the life of me, can't figure it out. Oh my God, the fact that I won that, I'm, you know what I'm saying? Redeploy balloons are too cheese for me, man. I think that they need to be removed because it really messes up the flow of the gameplay. And I realize that you can... What? I realize that you can kind of get in a flow state with it. Dude, oh my God. Is that guy cheating? Hold on. Hold on. This is what I'm talking about, being a... Yeah, I'm sorry. Don't trust me on that report. Ironically, that would be hilarious. Okay, we'll get into it in a second. Anyway, back to it. We were talking about redeploy balloons. So to be clear, I think that they were a great mechanic for Caldera. After Caldera, I don't think in any capacity that they were necessary. In fact, I think that they changed everything for the sake of having redeploy balloons and redeploy drones back then, I guess. And because of that, it kind of ruined the flow of Warzone and what made Warzone so beautiful, really. Because if you go back and you look at Warzone 1, we moved around by vehicles, which, I don't know if you know this, makes a lot more sense. Because who in a Warzone is going to have people dropping on them? And I'm not saying I'm one for focusing on reality when it comes to these things, but also at the same time, something about not having people land on your head 24/7 is kind of a W, right? Me being able to take that little drone and just fly out at any point in time is a little goofy. It really is, because you just evade whatever gunfight you want whenever you want. And I think being able to land on people and do it very quickly and absolutely destroy them is also pretty stupid. So if they want to keep them in the game, and I'd be okay in one specific way. If they want to keep it in the game, I think that they only have these at very specific parts of the map. They're not purchasable, and you cannot pick up your own redeploy balloon from the ground or from anything. You are absolutely forced to only take the ones available. They're still able to be shot down, and if they're shot down, you have to force rotate. Because I think this game needs to be slowed down a little bit, and we get back to the 25, maybe 30-minute matches that made Warzone so intense. Because right now, treating it as Resurgence is really not that great. So, if anything, keep the RDBs in, but only at like the edge area of the map, and force people to rotate in proper ways. That is insane that you got slammed like that. You should be embarrassed. And what were you saying? So yeah, that's kind of the next thing that I've got. But if they're going to change redeploy balloons, I think the proper next step.
Supply box is located. Move to secure.
What? Are we serious? I got shot from 2 people. Look. Yeah, that guy is the one that killed me. I thought I got shot from the other guy. I was like, wait a goddamn minute. So if we're going to get rid of RDBs, I think even without RDBs getting destroyed or removed or changed in the slightest, I think the next natural step is to improve vehicles. Vehicles need a big change, a massive change. And when I say that, I mean, first, I want to see them feel like Warzone 1 vehicles. The helicopter should feel like a Warzone 1 helicopter. The Jeep needs to make a comeback. The like original Bertha should make a comeback, and everything should feel a little bit better. You should be able to use them as your primary form of transportation. You should be able... Oh, that was stupid. You should be able to use them as your primary form of transportation. You should, once again, be able to run people over with vehicles. Why the hell can I not run someone over with a massive ass vehicle? It makes no sense to me. Please bring it back. I'm dying for it. I want to be able to utilize vehicles the way that they were meant to be used in a battle royale, and currently you simply cannot do that. And it is incredibly frustrating that they would treat vehicles so poorly in lieu of random launchers around the map. Launchers are cool. I just don't think it's a Warzone cool kind of situation. That's what I'll say. Is if they're gonna keep launchers in, keep it in Rebirth, something that you're gonna spawn back in. You have the opportunity for different kind of maneuvers. And that is my personal opinion on it. So vehicles definitely need a big buff, but on the same side, if they're going to buff vehicles, they need to change the way explosives work within Warzone as well. Because explosives currently don't do jack crap to vehicles. You could launch an RPG at any vehicle in this game, and it wouldn't do a goddamn thing. And that is dumb as hell. RPGs and C4s should, no matter what, if they are within 5 meters of a vehicle, insta-blow them up. Regardless of how many people are in them, how good those players are, regardless of whatever, it should absolutely insta-blow up. Like, that should be the thing. If you throw it and you explode it, that should be the end of it. But the issue is that is not how it works currently in Warzone. And it means that
contract time is expiring.
Like, anybody in a vehicle is almost impossible to kill. It takes a full set of ammo, a full magazine from an entire team to get these eliminations on vehicles, because they have to disable the vehicle. Then when people jump out, they just immediately chow. And it's just goofy as all hell, because they don't have any damage taken off their body, because vehicles are so powerful in that sense. So they need to be able to be disabled more easily, but they also need to be more accessible and better to be used across the map. That's obviously the best way to do it, in my personal opinion. Next up, I think the most obvious thing whenever it comes to gameplay mechanics and things that happen within the game is the gameplay audio recently got a nerf. I don't know if you know that, but sure, you can probably hear footsteps pretty well in my audio still. Don't get me wrong, but they did get a nerf. I think they bumped the sound of ambient noise versus footsteps, which has caused a couple of issues. If you go back and watch my recent videos, that you can really tell the difference between older videos and newer videos. So I think they absolutely need to make sure that they focus more on footsteps. Ambient noise should be lower. And if anything, put a big focus on how Warzone Mobile actually does their audio. I don't know if you know this. I played Warzone Mobile recently, and it truly was remarkable. Because you're on mobile and you're listening through your phone, what Call of Duty does is they make it where no matter what, you hear footstep audio very, very well. And I think that's a great idea, is make it where everybody has the ability to hear footsteps. Sure, there's going to be times where it's a little cheesy, but at the end of the day, I'd rather hear footsteps with someone full sprinting at me, no matter what's going on, than not hear footsteps, because everybody's going to have the same opportunity, right? That's kind of the big thing. Next up, we have make coming back to life way harder. This is not Resurgence. Battle Royale is Battle Royale. I'm a big fan of Battle Royale and what it is. I'm not saying players should not be able to come back. That is not my goal in the slightest. But what I just did by grabbing that Gulag entry kit, that's just dumb. Like, at least in team-based modes, being able to just grab a Gulag entry kit off the ground is incredibly dumb. The fact that we had a time where there were so many redeploy tokens and stuff like that in the game, also a bad mechanic. It made it where we were playing like Resurgence. Players were getting absurd numbers of eliminations, but also players were dying because of it being a cheesy mechanic. Like, that's the facts of it. So having cheesy mechanics like that just isn't a fun thing for the casual player, in my personal opinion, and it gives no value to your life within BR. So no more Gulag tokens in loot boxes, no more flares in loot boxes. Make buying back teammates at least $4,000, $5,000 at max is what I would say. But I want this game to be treated like a battle royale again. I want your life to mean something whenever you're playing, and I think that's going to make a big difference in whether or not people care and push like absolute morons still. Because it'll change the way people have to play entirely, because they have to think more And I think that's always a better thing, is to force people to think a little bit. So as an example with that vehicle, look at this. If this was Warzone 1, I would have hit a single shot on that guy. That was my first shot. I hit one bullet on that guy. Not a single other shot hit him.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Frankly, it's a little stupid, in my personal opinion. A little stupid that it works that way. The next thing I would like to discuss is Omni movement. A topic that I think everyone is going to disagree with me on because you suck at the game. And I'm not arguing that it is better for good players. I want to be very clear about that. Omni movement and having more options within movement adds a skill gap. And skill gaps are notorious for frustrating worse players. And it's okay to suck at a game. However, removing a skill gap because you suck it doesn't make sense. Because realistically, you're gonna suck regardless of the movement. And making better players find some other broken mechanic is stupid whenever Omni movement is truly as good as it's going to get for Call of Duty. I think this is really the perfect sweet spot, but there's more to it, so stop writing your stupid ass comment. I get it. And I am being a little hateful about it because every time I have this conversation, people get really freaking hateful, and I need to be very clear. I think Omni movement is slower in some capacities, but overall, it allows you to do more as a playable character in the game, right? It allows you to do more. Literally, I can slide forward, I can slide backwards, I can slide to the side if I get a run and go, I can slide to the side, I can slide to the side, I can dive. I can literally dive backwards if I can dive backwards. I can dive to the side. I can dive to my other side. Like, I can do a crap load of stuff with Omni movement, but it does take having the right settings. So I think off rip, Call of Duty should at the very least change the default settings for the game to make them a little bit better. And that includes by default turning on tactical sprint assist. I think tactical sprint assist would make a big difference in everybody's gameplay. For those of you that like don't have it set up properly, tactical sprint assist is a lifesaver. Setting that to a 0 sprint delay and allowing sprint assist for both sideways and forward and backwards movement is the best play. I do have a great settings video on my Expel Plus channel, which is probably going to change your life, to be quite honest, and I highly recommend you check it out. Oh, that's stupid. You see that right there, that smoke? That's his footsteps. Doesn't matter though. I'm just going to take his vehicle and dip. So that's kind of what I would say is, obviously you can improve that, or you can improve at it, but I also think the Omni movement in general needs a bit of change as well. And what I mean is, back in Warzone 1, we had the ability to bunny hop, which would be a nice thing to add back into the Omni movement. Bunny hops are huge. But to add bunny hops, you also need to remove the penalty for jumping. There was no penalty for jumping, but right now, if you jump, your gun bobbles up and down. Depending upon the class of weapon and if you're shooting or not, it bobs more or less. And I think that is incredibly stupid. So I think that that should be removed. And I think that that would make for a more fun experience for every player, because it makes it harder to play Call of Duty for everyone, not just a specific kind of player. So it'd be a W to get that removed for everyone. Additionally, they need to remove the movement penalties for jumping, and they need to remove the penalties for sliding and diving. There are certain movement penalties that come with that. You cannot go prone very quickly when used to you could. And I think that technically it's about the same speed, but it's just less snappy, which feels weird.
Gas is inbound, marking new safe zone.
Is there even a guy up here? There is literally not a guy up here. I was like all concerned about that.
Recon drones are on patrol. Check your tac map for danger zones.
You've got to be kidding.
UAV standing by.
Old Morales here. Multiple people. So yeah, there's quite a few delays and penalties when doing certain things. So I think if they removed that and they made it feel more like more like Warzone 1 without the penalties, that could be sick. That could make it feel a lot better. Next up, I would love, and this is a big one that's going to change the overall play of Call of Duty. Snipers are pointless right now. Snipers are super pointless right now, unless you're within 60 meters, which defeats the purpose of a goddamn sniper rifle. That is, catering to sweats does not really happen all that often. Believe it or not, I know. Those of you that are below a 1 KD, you're furious right now because you don't properly understand the changes that have made in the game, and that's okay. But catering to sweats is a few and far between thing, and they've gone a little bit too far whenever it comes to nerfing snipers. And I think that has put the game in an L spot, in my personal opinion, if I may say so. Nerfing one-shot snipers and its bullet velocity defeats the purpose of having a sniper rifle in the first place. And I think if they buffed that, the game would feel much better for everyone. Hey guys, is he on the roof or up top? I can't tell.
Surveillance scanned you. Your location's exposed.
But yeah, I think they definitely need to give infinite range back to specific snipers, specifically things that have like 338 ammo, 50 caliber bullets, stuff like that. I think changing that would be a big deal and make the game feel a lot better. Car 98K needs like 120 meters of infinite range. 60 meters is just not enough. And weapons like that need to feel like Warzone 1. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, just checking. I just needed to know where he was. What the fudge, bro? GG's. Damn, that doesn't hit. That's insane, bro. But yeah, so buffed would be great. However, the caveat would be that for ranked, no snipers are a one-shot sniper. So if you want to cater to sweats, it shouldn't affect the default playlist. It should only affect the sweaty playlist. I think that would probably be the best way to do it. That way, people that are sweaty and want it to not exist can deal with their own mode. That would probably be the best thing that could happen.
Friendly loadout drops on the way.
Don't really want to fight that guy. What an ignoramus, bro. Nope, stop it. Give me it. That's stupid. I'm dead. Land it, land it, land it, land it, land it. Yes. Perfect. The next thing, like I said, I was going to come back to it, is dynamic lighting, ladies and gentlemen. The dumbest system I've ever seen for lighting in a video game. Literally, it makes zero sense. It never has made any sense, and I hate that it exists. It ruins the experience for every player, except for campers, I guess. People like it is terrible. I remember looking back at Warzone 1, we had a lot of issues with rose skins camping in corners. You know, that was a problem, and I'm gonna respect that problem existed. But even then, they changed the way that Warzone looked to deal with that. And I don't think that was necessarily needed. However, I do think that what they could do is add some more goddamn light bulbs to every building, you absolute ignoramuses. That's insane that he just gets away with that for free, dude. Come on. Are you kidding? I will chow your ass. I do not care. We don't let Terminator skins live here. Okay, that's the reality of it. So fix the light bulbs. Like if something is meant to be dark, I'm chill with it being dark. It makes sense. But if I'm trying to look inside a building that has lights, if it's real life, I can see inside that building. So why can't I in a video game? You know? we can adjust that. We can figure out the lights that we need to add in. That is absolutely a thing that could happen. So please work on it. Like, it makes no sense that if I'm looking from the outside in, I can't see anything, but if I'm looking from the inside out, I can see everything. It's a stupid mechanic that needs to be adjusted, absolutely, and there's no way that you can change my mind on that. Just one of those things, man. Just one of those things. It also currently promotes camping, which is just not a good idea. We should not be promoting camping, and I'm not saying camping shouldn't exist. I'm fine with camping. It's absolutely a play style that should exist within gaming and is all about tactical positioning. However, promoting it to the point to where it is the only option for those of us that are trying to get a win is pretty freaking stupid. Of course, 2 people shoot me at the same time. We're not going to play another game, by the way. Just not going to happen. Oh, of course.
Gas is inbound. Marking new safe zone.
Damn, Fence Man, what you doing, big dog? What are you doing? I would also love to see better in-game events. I mean, everything we have right now is basically half-assed, and it's completely focused on money. I don't like the idea that you can just pay to finish events. I think that's kind of an L play on there. Holy crap, that guy's nasty. I think it's kind of an L play that you can just pay to finish events. It's really just not a great mechanic in the game to allow. Damn, that was just crazy. We will spectate this out, but I don't think it's a good idea to allow people to pay for things. I don't like that it takes 2 games to unlock and there's literally no reason to continue grinding. I think if they could increase the length by adding in cool stuff, giving people a reason to log back in, giving them literal login rewards would be great. No reason they can't do that. I don't know why there would be a reason, but as it stands right now, in-game events really just suck. It would be cool if we could do this like weekly or bi-weekly with events that are more focused on Warzone story and progressing our way through the future map changes, new weapons, things of that nature. Like if these events could push toward map changes and new weapons and like zip lines being at, like stuff that makes sense, it would be great. I'd love to see limited time modes come back. Fun modes like April Fool's modes were great for the game. Just don't remove the default playlist for them. You know, we should be able to have vehicle-based modes, 50v50, other TDM style modes. All that stuff would be incredible. But on the same topic, we need to constantly keep the default modes in Call of Duty Warzone at all times. This guy's gonna lose. Oh my God. At no point should we lose solos, duos, trios, or quads. It should be there for both BR and for Resurgence. And if it is not there, it is completely pointless. I don't know what the hell we're doing. So please, let's make sure we fix that. And actually, that is the last thing that I have. I don't know if there's anything else that I could add to that. I mean, that's an incredible list that I've put together. But do me a favor, make sure you go check out expel.gg. Go find yourself an aim controller over there that you love, especially build out a custom one. I have the recommended build on the frequently asked questions on my website. Either way, there's other stuff over there. If you're looking for new headphones or anything related, I have the best headphones, the best recommended gear for you, whether you're on console or whether you're on PC. I mean, that's about it. I appreciate the hell out of y'all. I hope you have an incredible remainder of your day. I'm going to get the furf out of here, and I'll see you in the next one.